Okay. Okay. My Wi-Fi is really sketch. So in the comments, like say, Hannah, you're lagging or change to your phone. And I can. Because I can't even see you guys. That's how bad it is. So I feel like I'm talking to myself. But so today I'm going to talk about vision, which is super, super, super ironic. Because if you would have asked me 3 weeks ago if I wanted a team, I would have said, well, that's my goal for 2022, but I don't know what that looks like. And I have a whole year to get there. I even told Paige, like probably not even a month ago, like my goal is to help 3 to 5 people every single month. And that's where I'm keeping my goal because it doesn't stress me out. And I still enjoy my job helping 3 to 5 people. So Success Club, that's it. And she didn't push me. She knew that that's what I needed at that moment. But I think like the mix of a ton of reading the book that I've been reading, some podcasts, national wake up calls, listening to other team calls. I think like it was just a bunch of things that hit me at once where I was like, holy crap, I think I need to like take this more serious. And so the first thing that I want to ask you, there's going to be like 2 little moments where you need to reflect. The first thing I want to ask you is like, where do you want to take this job? Like in your head, think about it. Whether that's financially, how much you're going to be making a month, if that's how many people you want to be helping a month, if that's the type of team that you want to build and work with, like in your head, I'm going to give you 1 minute or 2. And then once you have it in your head, I want you to either write it in, yeah, sorry, I'm talking about Build to Last. I don't even see the comments. Anyways, but I want you to pop on here either in the comments or on your like voice where I can hear you and tell me where you're wanting to take this. Like say it out loud to us. So I'll wait till it's like super awkward. I know some people have just popped on. So just where do you want your business to go? Is it just to make some extra pocket money? Is it to be 1-star diamond? I don't know. 1-star, I don't even know all the names. Is it to have 3 strong coaches on your side and on your team? Like, what do you want? And then say it out loud to us. Or if you can't, because of your circumstances, type it in the group chat.
I will start. I want currently to double my current income. And I was thinking of a number, but I just want to say I want to help as many women as possible make what they consider full-time incomes with this job because I know the type of freedom it can give to women specifically, that they don't have that option in a lot of other jobs.
Similarly, I want to be a leader of leaders. I want to have a team of women who want to make an impact on other people's lives, like using what we do as health and fitness to, it can make a kingdom impact as well as just change so many lives through health and fitness. And then ultimately, because of what we do, get paid for it.
For me, it's kind of like a blend because I feel like I have like my financial black and white business goals, and then I have like the personal meaning that comes that I mean it's kind of separate, but the black and white business goals will happen because of like the personal piece. So I want to be 1-star. I want to make $500 a month, which I know lining up, like if I was 1-star would probably be more than $500 a month. But like that's my black and white business goal. But then like my deeper why is just like I've seen a lot of people that lived their life like very independently and they were strong and you know you look up to those people and then something happens that's totally out of their control that takes that away from them, like their physical, mental, etc. capabilities. And it's like, why not like control what we can control about our health, to maybe hopefully help prevent those things.
I'll share mine. I don't think I've even said this out loud to my husband yet. But I'm a teacher, and I don't think this will be a 2022 goal, but my long-term goal would be to make the same amount of money or more as I do in teaching, so that I have the option of making this a full-time. But right now I make the most money in our household, and so I wouldn't feel comfortable stepping away unless I was, also able to provide in that same way. But we're expecting our first, and just like long term, it would be really cool to be able to be a stay-at-home mom or to homeschool if I wanted to do that, just having the option. So I want more options.
Okay, so if anyone else thinks of it during this meeting, please put it in the chat, because I think it's super important to not only like know where you're going, but the second thing I want to ask you guys is, did you believe it when you said it? Like, did you believe yourself that the things that you want, the things that you desire, the things that you need, like, did you believe yourself that you could do it? Or are you just saying it because I made you say it out loud? Because when we were reading the book, Build to Last, he's like talking about like, if you don't believe yourself, you have no business doing it because you're not like on those hard days. You're not going to be able to continue on because you don't even believe yourself. And that's like where I've been this whole time, because I'm like, well, I'm really good at doing things myself. And I'm really good at just like jumping in, and I know we're recording this, but like balls to the walls. But like, I don't know how good of a leader I am. Like, I don't know how good I am at being like, okay, now let me show you how I did it, or let me help you find your way of doing it and do it. So I was like super scared I am super scared of having a team. And so I'm like, well, I can do the job. I can like get 3 to 5 people. I can help women. I can create groups that are fun and help change women, like their lives and how they view freedom and their bodies. And I don't know, like I can do that, but I was scared. And so I didn't believe I could have a team. That's why I said, ooh, I'm going to be a diamond by 2023. Like, like I was just like, it sounds good. Everyone keeps talking about diamond, so whatever. Until like 3 or 4 weeks ago, there's just something that clicked. I don't even like know. I will talk about the different things I was learning, and then maybe I'll come to this like, boom, that's what it was. But I'm going to be processing out loud to you guys. And if you have anything to add or say at all, just tell me throughout this talk. But I was listening to one of the national wake up calls a few months ago, or like a month ago. And I remember everyone was talking about it a little bit. And she had talked about an avatar, and we all were joking because literally my mind goes to blue people. And I was like, I don't even know why I even got on this national wake up call. I don't know why everyone keeps talking about this national wake up call. Like, this is weird. Like, and then she starts talking about what the avatar is. And that is the person, your dream person, your favorite coworker that you could have, like, write to that person. Like, you don't have to help everyone. You don't have to have the masses join you. Like, you get to choose who you work with. And that was the first time I was like, what? I don't have to be desperate. I don't have to be calling my aunts, my uncles, my best friend, this person, I have no idea who it is. Like, I don't have to ask them to work with me. I was like, I'm game for that. And so this freedom of, I get to choose who I work with. I get to choose who I'm investing in. I get to choose who I'm doing this with. Gave me so much freedom of anxiety and anxiousness, because I've seen others, and this is like everyone, this is the beauty of it. You get to run your business how you want to run it. You get to decide. And I've seen other people run this business, and I was like, well, I don't think I would do that. I don't think I like that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. And I don't want to be like anxious of like, and desperately be searching for other people all the time to save my spot. Like, I want working people in those spots so that, like, yes, life happens and they may fall off. I'm not going to just put my whole business on someone's shoulders. But like, I would rather have 5 strong people the entire year than have gathered 500, because that brings me a lot of anxiety. And so that's why I didn't want a team. I was like, I got this, like, I don't have the mental capacity to be pouring into a lot of people who aren't going to be there this time next year. And that's why I didn't want a team. And like, there's nothing wrong with how other people run their business. Like, they're making money, they're enjoying it. But the way that I have to enjoy it is like, I need solid people who like are working with me, not just I need them for like just this long, and then I need another person to like fill their spot because I'm scared. Like, I don't want that, because I don't have time for it. And I know none of us do. Like, we're like more like all of you guys pretty much have another full-time job, probably. I don't know all of your stories, I'm just assuming. And so we don't got time for that. So this is like my next like thing for you guys, that I'm gonna like give you guys like 5 minutes. And then I'm like gonna, I don't want you guys to think this is like forever, because I can't get passionate. But I'm going to give you guys some questions, and I want you guys to take some time to like write out these answers. And it's gonna seem silly maybe at first, but I promise you it's not. So I want you to imagine your dream coworker, like your best friend, or the person you want to go on retreats with, or the person you want to be growing your team with. Kind of like I watch Caitlin and Shelby, they're growing their team together. And so like having that friend that like you're doing this with them, that you can count on them whenever it's really hard and you're not alone. Like, think of this person, okay? And answer these questions. It's imagining this is your avatar, your blue person, or and like answer these questions about this person. Okay, I'm kind of also, this is from the National Wake Up Call, so I don't know if this is plagiarism, but but I want you to talk about, like, think about what is the season of life that she's in. Who are their heroes and their enemies and their goals? What does she do for fun? How do people view her? What is holding her back? Like, think about who you are and the things that you've gone through, and like speak to that person. Like, what makes you you? Like, like, answer it for yourself, and then that becomes your avatar. Like, what are your strengths and things that you love about yourself? What are the things that make you insecure, and the enemies, and like, who are your heroes? Like, it's pretty much the same thing. I hope this is not confusing. But like, I'm gonna give you guys like 3 to 5 minutes, and then like I'll come back, and then tell me if that was confusing. It sounded
Can
better.
you type some of those things in the chat?
Yes, I will do that right now. Okay. Was that enough time or do you guys need more time? And okay, we're good. Okay. So you don't have to share them. But because some of it may be personal, even hard to share about right now. But that's the person you talk to when you're writing your post. If your posts are trying to reach everybody, stop it because you're going to be exhausted. And then you're not going to have a lot of people that like who respond because it's going like they're going to be like, I don't even know where this person is going. Like they're trying to reach every single person and we can't. Like you don't want every type of person out there to be on your team. And so I'll show you an example. Let me see. Okay. So this is what I know, like even like some people on this call right now saw mine because as soon as I heard this podcast, I went home and I did this. I wrote all of it on this board, like all of my goals and the things that like are my enemies and my heroes in the season of life that I'm in and what I like to do for fun and how I think people view me or how I want people to view me and what holds me back. And I wrote it down so that when I'm sitting at this desk, which is not very often because I work from everywhere, I look at this and I ask myself, am I speaking to this person or am I speaking to the masses? And I think it has really helped me. It has helped me. I think I enjoy my social media a lot more because I don't feel pressure of like reaching everybody. I think I am more Hannah now in my social media. I feel like it has allowed me to be a little bit more vulnerable because I'm actually hitting more deeper things than surface level things. And I think that I don't know, it just has helped me. So let me read what Tiffany said. I think this is something I definitely want to revisit. Okay. I just didn't know you said this definitely confused me. And I was like, whoops, I only saw definitely. And so I don't know. Yeah. And this will take time. Like this took me like 30 minutes of in deep thought, alone time, no distractions. Who do I want to be speaking to? Who do I want to work with me? I want other girls who are in the same ish season of life of me so that like we relate and we can have like, I don't know, we like to do the same things. We like to go to the same places, like, and they can still be a little different. We don't want cookie cutters. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to leave with you guys, and then I'll open it for questions, is show up as a coach and not as a challenger. That seems like she said that I should just tell you guys what the national wake up call is. If any of you guys remember that, like, will you post it on there? So if people want to listen to it, I don't know the girl's name. I'm not very good at that, but she said, show up as a coach and not a challenger. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Like, I'm the one that's like posting my workouts. I don't see a lot of my challengers doing that. And she goes, if you're just checking in with your workouts and your food, you're just a challenger. You need to be encouraging. You need to be like doing your what are they called? Call outs, like action. I don't think I'm butchering that, but like there's more to our job than just checking in with our food and workouts. Morgan Butler. Thank you, Paige. But yeah, so whatever you think a coach should be doing, it should definitely look different than what your challenges are doing. And like make that list even and be showing up as a coach because you are a coach. Like we get paid to do this and it is the best job in the freaking world. I'm like, and I love even being a missionary and working at the orphanage, but this gives me so much life and I love it so that I can continue doing the hard work at the orphanage or being the Hannah that I am for Jorge or being able to go home and take care of my mom. Like this gives me the energy and the excitement and the fuel that I need to do all of those things. And I would have never guessed that. So yeah, Paige, I'm turning it over to you. And if there's questions, I'm here.
Well, I was just thinking one thing I want to mention is Hannah is somebody that I brought on as a coach. And I'm like Hannah, where when I started, you will hear people that run their businesses differently than you. Okay. And I don't want you to hear that that's wrong, but it was wrong for me. And like Hannah said, it was wrong for her. I was not like my family members, a lot of them are signed up and none of them are signed up on my downline because they don't want to, you guys. And that's okay. I'm not going to beg them to. And you know what? I would rather wait, a year, 2 years to have Hannah sitting here sharing this than I would have my dad on my downline just sitting there and him staying active for no apparent reason. I'm not impacting that person. Sometimes people will sign up that are discount coaches, preferred customers, whatever, and that's good and it will help you in some ways. But I think the thing that Hannah, we had a big long conversation about this probably a week ago. For us, and I know for a lot of you, the job is impact. And that doesn't mean that you can't sign up. Like if your mom or sister or aunt or cousin drinks Shakeology, they should be a preferred customer. Okay. They should, because they're saving money that way. But you don't have to go beg everybody to be a preferred customer so you can rank advance, because it doesn't even matter. That doesn't matter. And that's where I think that's what Hannah and I are trying to get across is like, you want somebody like Hannah on your downline that you can sit here and be like, holy cow, like because I shared what I was sharing, Hannah saw something within my posts and in my stories that she genuinely wanted. And that is what you want to build a team of, not of just people who are not going to be here, 6 months from now because you begged them to sign up and they didn't even know what they were getting into. So I want you to ask Hannah questions. Okay. The floor is open. So ask away. Meg, I just saw your comment.
Okay. I'm processing a little bit still because yes to everything that you've said. But I guess I've watched you come on, right? And you said you didn't want, like, originally you didn't want to build a team, correct? What was it? And maybe you already hit on this, but like, can you reiterate what was it that made you think you wouldn't want to build a team? Like when you joined Paige, what was it?
I think it intimidated the heck out of me. And I've seen even and talked to a lot of people who have had a team and then didn't have lost a team, or they have it and it's hard. And I've watched it or how they got the team. And I was like, I don't want that. I'm good doing things on my own. I'll just it's really I don't know. I was like, I can get the 3 to 5 people a month and that gets me income. And I was like, I could do that. Until I feel ready to because I feel like I'm also so new. I was like, I don't know how to explain this to people. I have a coach right now and then a girl who's thinking about being a coach. And I'm like, I'm still learning this. Who am I to be like, oh, come beside me and I'll be your Yoda. I just don't know. It intimidates me. And so I just was like, I'll do it when I'm ready. I'll do it when I'm ready. I'll do it when I understand it a little bit more. And I was like, I don't think I'll ever get there. And so I think it took me to see that I get to decide how I run a team. I get to decide how I choose a team, where I was like, okay, I could do that. If I get to choose who I work with and I get to be picky, even when people and I were talking about being a coach, I tell them, I want believers. I want people who want to serve other women, because that's going to fuel me. It's more than because we all know it's like this or more like this. And then it's like this and then it's like this. It's exhausting mentally. So I need to know that I'm doing more than just making money, because that isn't going to get me through the day. I can go make money somehow else. I need to know that this is impacting for me to know that I'm pouring myself out. So I think, does that make sense? I think that might be my change, which I still don't have a huge team, but I have someone who is a believer and is ready to serve other women with me.
But I think that that's so important to hear though, like, because we all think it has to be this one way, right? Because that's what we've seen all of these successful people do or whatever. And it doesn't have to be that one way. And I think that I just wanted to hear that part again.
I want to jump in real quick. I see another question that I'm going to ask in a sec, but the leaders, if you guys don't know, if you hit Success Club in a month, there's a leaders thread and we do leaders calls on Thursday nights. So hit Success Club. But we are currently reading Build to Last by Keith Callahan. And one of the things he talks about is that you don't have to have a massive team. A small team that is actually impactful is much better. So this stuff that Hannah is talking about, not only does it lead to impact, but it also leads to income. And it's smaller and it's more doable and it's more fun because of that. You don't have to attract the masses. Okay, Hannah, do you see these questions in the chat? Okay.
Yeah. So Annie, I would say you could choose it both ways or it's almost the same. Like either to your avatar, which to me, my avatar is a lot about who I am and my insecurities because I can relate to those things. Like I'm speaking from the depth of my heart. Or like the people or my avatar, I can shift it to even to those who I want to work with. So I feel like though I want to work with people who are similar to me, not Hannah, but like those who may have the same fears as me, the same type of people who have the same goals as me in life. It doesn't have to be like, I don't know if that makes sense. I hope I might have confused. I'm sorry if I confused you, but mostly the avatar is like, who do you want to be working with? And a lot of it resembles characteristics that I have because that's easier to write about. And then Lauren, if you're not chasing people, how do you, okay. For me, like chasing people, I'm not like, I still reach out. I'm not like, okay, they're going to come to me. I still reach out. I still ask people because I know what we have is something to offer. And so I still put myself out there. I ask people, like I ask anybody in the world can be a part of my, like a client with me, anyone, because I know this changes women. I know that this is like, I have so many different people in my challenge group, like friends from college, friends from high school, adults who like basically helped raise me, like the people I don't even know, like it's all over the place in my clients. And that's how I focus on getting 3 to 5 new people in that group every month, because I know that it changes people and that it changes. Like I had depression and I was super lonely, and like during COVID, like we all, like it was horrible, and like Beachbody helped pull me out of a lot of hard things. And so that's like I can go get people because I know that this will help them, but I'm being more specific in like my coaches, like my team, if that makes sense. Like I am being very, very picky on who I want to work with because I get to choose that. And I want to have events. I want to go to meet them. I want to be working together in person. And I'm only going to do that if we get along and it's fun and it's hype and it's exciting and it brings more energy to both of us. So I hope I answered that. Does anybody else have anything at all before we're done?
No, I have a question. How do you show up differently on your social media? Like when you had that moment where you're like, I've been showing up as a challenger, not a coach. What are some practical things that a coach shares differently than a challenger?
Okay. I think a challenger would only talk about their workouts and food. Like if you only are posting about your next group or your workouts every day and things like that, like I think that's what a challenger would do. I think a coach would share about where they're like how they're learning, how they're struggling, like things about life, how this business has changed them. Like, I don't know, like you would be who you are, and that would somehow relate to how coaching has impacted that. So you're not just posting, like it shouldn't just be a fitness page where it's all workouts and food, because that's basically what our like bod groups and Facebook groups that we run, that's basically what that is. But instead it's you showing up, being your authentic self, sharing the ups and downs of life, of this business, of whatever, being real. And then when you're posting specifically about coaching, it's about how this has rocked your world and why you love it and why you know that someone else would need this. And I think also that was another shift mind thing, was like knowing what we have is something to offer. I have that on my screensaver because I do all my work from my computer basically. And every time I pop on it, it says, you have something to offer, Hannah. So like start being bold, start doing balls to the walls, because what we have is like worth it. It's not bothering other people. It's not like, that's what I was like, I'm bothering other people, or I'm chasing other people, or this is annoying, but like, I know the freedom it's given me. So I'm going to go find other women to give this freedom to, whether it's just working out or the most freedom I've experienced is with coaching. And I know that that's something to offer other people. And so that's like another thing that when I share, I'm sharing with boldness, because, and I'm not going to be scared to say, yeah, I do coach for Beachbody, and it has wrecked my life in such a good way. So yeah, I hope that's answering the questions.
I'm full of them, but I have another one. What would you say to somebody who's sitting here who's really new and is like, okay, that really does sound good for the future, but I really don't feel ready to grow a team yet?
I would say then don't push it, because I think if Paige would have pushed me and be like, no, you need a team, Hannah, I believe in you, I would have been like, I'm out. Like, I'm like, I can't do it, because I need to, like, I wanted to feel ready. Now she didn't just give up on me, and she still would be like, where you at? Like, and I would still show up to our team leader call. But if you're new and you're like, what the heck are all these words that they're using? Star, diamond, whatever, don't worry about it. Don't, like, just continue to show up and encourage and get 3 to 5 challengers and work hard, but also work hard at understanding those words. And then when you're like, all right, I think this is doable, then do it. And if you know that you're just not ready because of fear, then I challenge yourself to talk to one of these ladies on here who have been doing this for a while and talk it through with them, because they're going to tell you that these fears are from the enemy and that he's stopping you from doing something awesome. But if it's because you truly don't think you're ready, and that would bring too much like overwhelming thoughts, and then you wouldn't enjoy this job anymore, don't worry about it. Because if you're not enjoying this, everyone's going to be able to tell. The people following you, the other coaches that you're working with, your followers, like, they're going to tell that you don't enjoy it and you don't want that. So that would be my advice.
Any other questions for Hannah?
No question, and I don't know if you can see me, Hannah, but this is Caitlin speaking, and I'm obsessed. My brain is literally exploding. You're an amazing coach. I can't wait to see what you do.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Well, I watch you guys. I follow all of you guys. As soon as Paige signed me up, she's like, these are some of my coaches. And I said, all right, I'll stalk them. And you guys are the reason why I'm like, believe it, because I've seen it in you guys. Even when you guys don't believe it, I've also seen you guys be like stressed out, and I'm like, ugh. But like, I also have seen you guys continue on because you love it. So that's like, okay, Hannah, this is something to fight for, because they've been in it for years. So thank you guys. I need that encouragement, because sometimes I'm like, I'm probably crazy, but here I am.
And let me just confirm everything that Hannah is saying about finding that person. I don't think I intentionally ever did that when I'm going to start. But when you travel with your future teams and when you travel with us, you're going to feel the importance of it. I have heard other teams talk about traveling together or drama on their teams or blah, 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 blah. I'm like, we are so blessed. Every time we've traveled, I've come back. Well, first of all, I've cried. I'm not even a crier, but at some point, whether it's the exhaustion or I don't know, Jesus, I'm in tears at some point when we're together or after, because I'm so thankful for the women that are on this team. And that's what it should feel like. And if you do these things that Hannah's talking about, that is what it will feel like. But if you're out there desperately trying to just add to your downline, first of all, you're probably never going to host a retreat. And even if you do, you're going to be like, I don't even like these people. Who are these people? You don't want it to be that way. Okay. You don't want it to be that way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, is her name Lisa?
Yes.
Okay. Lisa said that one time where she was talking about like growing. I watched one of her, I don't know what they're called, but videos. And she was talking about how she has a team now that she absolutely loves, but she had a whole team that she was like, eh. And I was like, I never want to do that. I never want to rebuild a team, like ever, ever, ever. And when she told me that you literally, if someone was like, can I be a coach? And you're like, I don't want to work with them, you could tell them to go somewhere else. I was like, that's so ballsy. Like, aren't you wanting more coaches? Like, if someone came to you for you to redirect them. But to me, that showed me like she's running her business she's a CEO of her business. Like she is running her business how she wants to and has working with the people, like she's choosing. And so literally when I talk to people about coaching, I'm like, I'm looking for blah, 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 blah. And so they get to decide, are they those people? And if not, then I will point them to a different coach who I'm like, I think that they would work great with him, because it isn't about the numbers. It's not. It's about the impact and if you're enjoying your job, because that's going to get you through the hard times.
Well, I think everybody has a lot to chew on and reflect on, make notes, whatever you need to do. I love Hannah's idea of putting it all on her board where she works, so you can talk about those things and post about those things. Hannah, thank you so much for sharing. I feel like this was one of the most bomb calls we've had in a long time. If you guys have questions, obviously follow Hannah. Can you drop your handle in the chat? If you have questions, let her know. And take action. Don't just listen to this and say it was a good call. Take action starting Monday or whenever it is that you work. So that is all today, you guys. I will see you next week.